Hello everyone and welcome back to my kitchen. Today I've partnered with Reynolds Wrap to bring you one of my favorite side dish recipes for fall and Thanksgiving. We'll be making bacon and garlic roasted Brussels sprouts with pecans and cranberries using Reynolds Wrap Non-Stick Foil. This dish is bursting with so much incredible flavor and aroma, it's bound to become a family favorite. Reynolds Wrap makes prepping, cooking, and cleanup so much easier. I get to spend more time with my family, and honestly, I would not survive the holiday season without Reynolds Wrap in my kitchen. For this side dish recipe, we'll start with the Brussels sprouts. We need to clean them, prep them for baking, combine them with some bacon bits, and I like to dress everything with some olive oil, fresh thyme and rosemary, garlic, a touch of maple syrup. Once these are roasted, we're going to finish them off with a bit of Parmesan cheese, candied pecans, dried cranberries. This side dish has all the best fall flavors wrapped into one. It is so incredibly delicious. For the full list of ingredients and the printable instructions, head on down into that video description box and over to my website where I'll have all the details for you. Meanwhile, let's get started on this incredible dish. We'll need 2.5 pounds of Brussels sprouts, and after rinsing them off, you'll want to grab a paring knife and trim off the stem first, then remove the outer layer of leaves, trim off any brown spots. You want just that firm center of each Brussels sprout. You're looking for bright green leaves. Once cleaned, you could cut the Brussels sprouts in half, and if you have any larger ones, you could cut them into quarters. Next, we'll need to dice about 6 to 8 slices of thick cut smoked bacon. This is going to add so much incredible flavor to the dish. Next, we need to wrap a large baking sheet with Reynolds Wrap Non-Stick Foil. This helps food slide right off with no messy cleanup, and it's especially great for sticky foods. We're going to cover the entire bottom of the pan. You can overlap the foil if you need to make sure that it's entirely covered. And this foil has a non-stick coating on one side, the dull side, so you want to make sure that that's facing up when you're lining your baking sheet. Add the Brussels sprouts onto the baking sheet, along with the diced bacon. Next, let's make the dressing for the Brussels sprouts. We'll need about 1/4 cup of olive oil. You can also use avocado oil. Add 2 tablespoons of pure maple syrup, ground black pepper to taste, a teaspoon of dried onion powder, 1 teaspoon of sea salt, 1 tablespoon of chopped rosemary, 1 tablespoon of fresh thyme. You can either press or grate in 4 to 5 garlic cloves. It's going to add lots of incredible garlic flavor. And then whisk everything together. Pour this incredible seasoning over the Brussels sprouts and bacon bits. And then use your hands and toss everything together until you have a uniform mixture and the Brussels sprouts are well coated with the seasoning. And this already smells so good. I can't wait to dig in and enjoy. This dish is so incredibly aromatic. And then spread everything evenly across the baking sheet. Make sure all the Brussels sprouts are in a single layer. I have my oven preheated to 450 degrees Fahrenheit, and we're going to roast the Brussels sprouts for about 20 minutes or until they're fork tender. I like to toss them halfway through to ensure they're evenly cooked. Then I like to turn on my oven broiler for a good 5-7 minutes to give the sprouts that golden brown caramelized color, and we'll come back to add our toppings. I just took the Brussels sprouts out of the oven. Next, we're going to top them with some dried cranberries. You can add these to taste. So usually add anywhere from 1/4 cup to 1/3 cup. And then we have some candied pecans. You can also use plain pecans. And some Parmesan cheese. Gotta have some cheese. And then use a spatula to toss everything together. You want to add the cheese while the Brussels sprouts are still hot, so it kind of just melts into the dish. I wish you could smell the aroma of these roasted Brussels sprouts through your screen right now because it is simply irresistible. The bacon, the garlic, the fresh herbs, this is a phenomenal dish. I want to say a huge thank you to Reynolds Wrap for sponsoring this video recipe. Reynolds Wrap is always a staple in my kitchen, especially during the holiday season. Head on down into that video description box for the shop link and for the recipe link. Meanwhile, let's dig in to enjoy. Oh, it smells so good. Scoop up some of the Brussels sprouts, the bacon bits. Just wow, these are gonna be the best roasted Brussels sprouts of your life. The combination of the textures, the flavors, you get that smokiness from the bacon, the garlic. I love that light hint of that sweetness from the maple syrup coming through, the crunchy pecans. This is a heavenly combination of fall flavors. I could totally imagine this at my Thanksgiving dinner, but I'm gonna like double or triple up the recipe because I'm gonna eat a ton of this. Thank you so much for watching my latest episode. I hope this dish is a huge hit with everybody for your holiday celebrations. Leave me a comment down below when you give it a try, and I'll see you next time with a new recipe.